Merry meet my fairy friends. Welcome into the Fairy Circle with Fairy Sarah. Thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you so much for your support for the last few months. I am going to be doing my last video today. I'm feeling the wings of transformation. I really want to do a few different things and experience different things. I also want to do some self-care coming up to 2020, and I may make some more videos in the future. I might come back to this. I'm just not sure at the moment. So I'm going to let myself be a little bit lost. I'm going to let myself be a little bit excited and sort of see where the winds take me. So thank you so much for watching if you've been watching every few months, and I hope you're not too disappointed in me. I hope you do understand. I think we all need time out for self-care, and I'm really feeling the warning signs that are coming up. I also, before I go into the reading, I'd really like to talk to you about honouring the guidance that you get. So a few weeks ago, I got the Temptation card from the Karen K Fairy Oracle deck, and I was like, oh, okay, see what this is going to bring me. And that day I had a personal attack against me, and it really hurt because it came from someone I really liked, and I didn't see it coming, as most of us do when we have a personal attack. And I got really down about it. And I know when someone personally attacks you, it's actually more about them than you, but it was the fact that she had one person's side of the story, not mine, and just thought it was a right to sort of bully me and boss me around. And I was really, I was really taken aback. So generally when I feel down, I crave chocolates and sugars, and because it brings me that instant happiness, even though it's not really that great for you long term. And I had this incredible craving for junk food, and to the point where I drove my car to the shopping centre just to have junk food. And I did have to do the grocery shopping, but I went super early so that I could eat my junk food first. And on the way there, I drove past this beautiful little park, and they always have little wallabies in there. And I just find it very special. I love to go past it. And all of a sudden I thought, you know what? Not what's the point of asking for guidance, but the fairies have given me guidance. They've told me, you're going to be visited by temptation today. That temptation for me is a craving for junk food. And if we don't honour what the heads up that they're giving us, then wouldn't they feel upset that we're asking for their advice, the fairies, they're giving us advice, and then we're choosing to ignore it, or choosing like, no, I just don't feel like doing that today. And how can they trust us if we choose what advice they give us? Obviously we always have free will and we can decide, but that was pretty blatant. It was basically like, temptation's going to visit you, it's not good, it wasn't a card of self-love and self-heal, and it was, you're going to be tempted. So it really made me stop in my tracks and go, you know what, how can I ask for fairies advice and then dishonor them? And I feel like this would be a real big grief for fairies, who are very much about being good hosts and being truthful and being open, and it takes a lot for them to trust us. And who am I to just throw that piece of advice away? And if I want further advice in the future, I've got to build that bond with them. Anyway, sorry if I'm rambling. Anyway, I didn't end up having it, and I felt I went, I'm doing it for the fairies because I want this bond with them. I don't want them to feel that I don't take them seriously and I don't honour what the advice that they're offering me. So I had something else instead, and I felt really much better that day. I didn't feel guilt, I didn't feel that depression, I just felt a bit more self-control. So let's get into the reading for December. I feel like November went really fast and it was just it was pretty chaotic, and I've heard that others have had a really bonkers time with November as well. I do remember getting the hope card quite a lot in November, and sometimes when things are totally crazy, it's often just pushing us in a certain direction, and sometimes all we can do is just hang on and just get through it. So I'm hoping December is going to be a bit better. As soon as it has changed, and again, before I get into that, I'm so sorry. I just want to apologize for this video being late. A friend of mine has been harassed and stalked by this guy, and I really needed to help her out. And it's just taken days, and there's police involved, and there's ambulance involved, and it's just been really full on, and she was more important. I had to help her, and I hope you understand, and hopefully things will settle down now. What was I saying? December. So as soon as it clicked over from the 1st to the 1st of December, I felt a real relief. I don't know what it was about November, but I just kept feeling like time is running out, I've got to get everything done. And of course, you know, there is Christmas, if you celebrate it, coming up, and the summer solstice coming up really quickly. But all of a sudden I do feel calmer, and I feel the solstice coming, which is going to be I feel the energy's starting to ramp up for all of us. I feel like December's going to bring a lot more fun and enjoyment. I think sometimes the thought of having so much on can be more anxiety producing and more stressful than actually doing the things that are coming up. So I feel like it's actually going to be a lot less stressful than people are worried about. And if you can't avoid the stress, I would suggest that you find a bit of a hidey hole for yourselves, and be empowered. It's your December, you can spend it however you like. And we've just had the new moon come through, so let me do from the new moon now. The moon is waxing to the full moon, which is the 12th of December, and then onwards. Okay, so what have we got coming up? So we've got the new moon to full moon fairies. Fairies, fairies, light and bright, please guide me with your fairy sight. Oh, okay. I love it when they fly out. So our guidance for the next couple of weeks is, stargazing. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. I've also found this card is about really listening to our intuition and coming back to ourselves. I think this time of year is nuts for everybody, and it's very easy to be distracted from what you feel is right for you and what not. So really listen into your intuition and take some time out. This card's making me feel like you just take some time out for yourself, even if it's 5 minutes at night. Go out, look at the stars, take a deep breath. Even if that's it, it's going to really help you through this December. So I'll do the full moon to the new moon, which will be right at the end of December, the next new moon. So this is going to cover Christmas. So the full moon to the new moon. Oh, straight away. If it's temptation, I'm going to laugh, I tell you. It's not. It is not temptation. It's actually magical blessings. Whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say you can bless others too. Oh, how beautiful is that? So, keep the faith, and it sounds like it's going to be a very magical time, and I think the excitement of the end of the year is going to start kicking in, and just ready to break a routine and settle down and have a lovely holidays. And it is crazy, it's sort of nuts for everybody, but make sure you are going to get enjoyment out of it. And all I can feel is this summer solstice energy coming up. Make sure well, obviously that's because I'm in the southern hemisphere, but winter solstice as well. I just feel such a pull towards it this year. It is just like I can feel it humming in my solar plexus. Really tap in. So that will be around the 20th to the 23rd of December. So you've got to check on an app. Time and date's always a good one for when exactly the summer or winter solstice is in your area. And really you could do a ritual, or just lighting a candle to observe the solstice. That is the longest day of the year or the shortest day of the year. And wishes go really well, honouring goes well, and of course this is the fairies' day of the year, the summer solstice. Their joy just radiates out from this day, and you will find connecting. You will find that you are drawn to be a little bit wilder than normal. You might drink a little bit too much, eat a little bit too much, and throw caution to the wind, and that is very fairy. And it's okay to let yourself be a little bit wild. I feel like my winter solstice friends, it's going to be such a relief to have the light coming back into your lives. And make sure you ask for what needs to be lit up in your life. I think that one's going to work for you very, very well. Okay, and I had a feeling to pull the Wild Wisdom of the Fairy out, which is Lucy Cavendish's beautiful cards, because I feel like even though there's joy, magical blessings, and things going well, I can't help but feeling that there is a bit of a shadow around. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm guessing that is the grief that sometimes comes with this time of year, whether it's loneliness, whether it's thinking of people who have passed and are not there, and how to deal with that if that's you. And it does happen to all of us at one point or another. Things have changed and are not the same anymore without the person that you share Christmas with, or you're thinking of a family that has lost a loved one. So I'm just going to do a bit of a shadow side of this December and what's coming up. Okay. So again, this is Dragon's Pet. Communication between species, animals, pets, magical companions, and guardianship. You may find yourself spending some time contemplating a life a lot, and be careful, because this can lead you to be a bit too melancholy. It's always good to ponder, always good to ask the big questions, but honor your mood, light a candle and honor that melancholy, but also honor if you've lost someone. It doesn't even have to be recent. Sometimes, when we lose people, it stays with us for life. So wish them well, wish yourself well, be kind to yourself. Animals are going to help you this December. So even buying presents, I don't know if you do, but I buy presents for my parents, cat and dog, and I think they will bring you joy. If you're really feeling it this December, pets around you are going to bring you joy, and also connecting with the animal realm. So really reading up about your spirit animal, or finding out what your spirit animal is, but also having guides, connecting to your animal guides and things like that are really going to help you out. So it's all about space, some time, and you're going to have a lot of blessings this December. So I'm getting quite teary. That's all from me, and thank you so much for all of you who followed me through this journey right from May. I hope you've gotten out of it as much as I have. I wish you the best of luck in your endeavours. I hope I have brought you wonderful guidance and have helped you on your journey. Again, I might be doing videos in another few months. I just don't know yet. I'm just going through my own cocoon and butterfly experience, just renewing and sort of looking at things to change in my life. So many blessings for December, many fairy blessings for a start of a new decade. How exciting. I mean, I still remember it clicking over to 2000 and the Y2K bug, and everyone was like freaking out. So I can't believe it's been 20 years since then. It's just amazing. And I hope you are showered with love and good wishes for this season and for the fabulous new year and new decade. Take care, my fairy friends. Lots of love.